you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Doing all
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's been a rough week, obviously, you
I was just
know,
gonna say, yeah,
but you know, doing the best we can. Our
yeah.
yeah, me and the girls went and got our nails done this morning, and we all got. I don't know if you can really see. Can you tell the color is like an orange?
Pretty. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
It
kind of a peachy.
it's not peach. It's actually like a coral dark orange. It's just the light is making it look kind of silly. Anyways,
Doesn't look silly. Oh, I like it. I think that's a
but
really good thing. You guys kind of experienced a tragedy this week, right?
yeah, yeah.
And
Um, yeah, our Kimmy is passing away. And anybody who knows like me and my family, Kimmy's like a you know who she is, right?
family. She's
Yeah, she's
family.
family. Our when our house burned down in Indiana, like Kimmy was quite literally trying to run into the house to save my kids, not knowing they were out. So she's a really special person to us, and it was really,
Yeah,
really
for sure.
unexpected, and it was so hard to have to like have that experience with my kids. Like watching them suffer is like the worst of it all, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah,
And there's
like
nothing you can do to make it better. It's just,
no. So we're crying a lot, but we're also talking a lot about her and just like keeping her like just in our memories. But
that's good.
we love her.
That is good.
Mhm.
I love her through you. I never met her, but
Yeah.
she has a place in my heart because you guys loved her.
Yeah. She like
Yeah.
creates like an environment, like her house, Kimmy's house, like she literally has like a smell. She like, she always baked cookies and
I was
she's
just gonna say it's
just
cookies,
such a
huh?
like, yeah. So and just so sweet and always loved my kids like her own and like me. She was like a big sister more to me and a second mom to my kids. But yeah, she's pretty amazing. So, but
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it's a part of life. It sucks. This is one of those times where it's like, yeah, it is a lot easier if you just have like kind of a story that you believe that you could be like, hey, this is exactly where they are,
I
and
know where they are. Yeah.
and we don't have that, but like we
Death. Yeah.
yeah we
Death is
we we are experiencing it our own way, and we're like, she's not quite gone yet. Like they'll be trying to utilize her organs because that's what she would have wanted. So like she's like she's gone, but we're still like waiting for the ball to drop, for
yeah.
like for it to feel like it's real. Um, but anyways.
So sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean,
Really sorry.
yeah, it sucks, but it is a part of life, and
Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah. Oh, I think I was saying stuff about like it would be nice if we had like a story
Oh
to tell
yeah,
the kids,
narrative.
but I think because we don't, like, we're just like talking it through, like I wonder, like, because
Hmm.
we are like, she's pretty much not there, and you can see her body, or we haven't seen, but like she's not
But
there, so
yeah,
I'm like,
it's
maybe her energy is already like kind of out there, like, because the only thing I know for certain is that energy cannot be created or destroyed, right?
yep.
So
As
I
far as I
believe that,
understand.
yeah, so I believe that her energy is there. So we're like, the girls got to call and talk to her like through just the phone, so that like
Yeah.
maybe she could hear them and stuff like that, and got to say goodbyes, which was heart-wrenching, but really great that they got that, because um um Bella is making a blanket for Kimmy's daughter right now. Like she's crocheting it out of like the fluffiest stuff we can do, and it was
Mm,
like it's gonna be like a hug from her mom, like, because there's this love
yeah.
seat that Kimmy always sat. Like I was going through pictures, and it was like Kimmy had a spot, like where she sat on the love seat next to the couch, and that's where Kimmy and Jeff always sat. And it's
Yeah.
like this could be her blanket there, giving her a hug. And then Bella was like, I want a hug. And I was like, we'll make you a blanket. And she goes, no, I didn't know the last time I hugged her would be the last time I hugged her. And I was like, oh,
Mm,
God. So, yeah,
yeah.
she's she's gonna be missed so much. But I keep getting off topic
Definitely.
and like just crying basically. But I wanted to tell
That's
you
not off
that,
topic. It's our show.
that
Ah.
well, I know. But like I keep trying to go somewhere with a thought process and I can't do it. Um, Today we went and got our nails done, and then um we were coming home and just kind of laughing and having fun. And I had asked Jesse, I was like, tell Kimmy to send us orange butterflies because Bella really, really loves butterflies, and Kimmy's color is orange. Like that's her favorite color. And so today on the way home, I like an orange butterfly went in front of the truck, and I'm like, maybe it was a moth, I don't know, but either way, I saw an orange wingy thing right in front of the truck, and I was like, oh my god, like there it is. So then we were like looking for more and stuff, and then Bella saw a butterfly, but it was yellow, and it was pretty funny because we got our nails done, and the we all picked our own color of orange, and her orange definitely looks yellow next to ours. So
Yeah.
when we saw the yellow butterfly, she's like, oh, but it's yellow, and I said, that's all right. She probably sent it and thought, oh, Bella will think that's orange.
That one's specifically for Bella.
Because Bella's nails they're totally yellow, but I'm trying to tell, I'm like, yeah, they're orange. Oh, there you go.
It's so weird.
That's
Like
fun.
just naturally, my family's experienced some losses in the last years,
Uh-huh.
and you just like naturally assign some sort of, like, for some of our families they're birds, for some of them they're butterflies,
Yeah,
for some
kind
of
of
them it's
like,
rainbows,
hey,
for
if you can, like, here's a way that I'll be acknowledging, like
yeah.
Anthony's toe, his pop, like like every time the girls would get there on Sunday, he'd go over and give him a kiss, and he'd always give him $1. It's so cute. And like, I don't know,
Aw.
his grandparents like kept change, and for some reason they were already like looking for change for his grandma. Like I think it was dimes, or and I could be wrong, but for toe they said it was like quarters. And the amount of quarters we find places now, like in our own car, like on the I'm like, you find pennies, you know what I mean? But we find
Yeah,
quarters all
quarters.
the time. So I'm like, this could be happen. That's fine, but also it's
Sweet.
fun because every time we see that, then we think of him and we keep his memory alive, you know? So it's so now I know
Not
Will. Yeah,
not to make light or anything, but the
that's
next
all right.
person in
We're trying to.
my circle to go, I'm gonna say $50 bills. They're
Yeah.
$100 bills. Every time I see one,
Yeah.
I'll think of you.
Every time a gold bar shows up in my house, I will think of
Right?
you.
Every time I win the lottery, I will just.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry.
I
Anyway,
know. It's good to laugh.
it is good to
Alrighty.
laugh, and it's hard
Yeah.
when stuff like that happens.
Anyways, welcome back to our little white picket fence.
Welcome.
It's your week.
Yes. Huh?
I said it's
Oh,
your
it's my
week.
week.
Mhm,
It is my week, and all over the news has been the student loan forgiveness program. So I thought we'd
mhm.
talk about that, even
Okay.
though, because we're experts on all
Yeah,
things.
exactly. Well, I don't think I know your stance on it.
My
I
stance,
don't remember if we've talked about it, so it's a good thing for us
we
to
haven't.
maybe chat about. I definitely
Yeah.
got some opinions. I opine.
Yeah. Um, so do you know what all is in the student loan forgiveness bill? Or
I do not. Can you enlighten
have
me?
you looked into it? Okay, well,
Very
let
surface
me
level.
very
Yeah,
surface level. Well, yeah, I
I
did not do a deep dive. I just kind of
yeah.
went over the
Mostly what
basics
I
there.
have seen is the ways that it's being hyper politicized and used on both sides of the aisle to just make people
Mm-hmm.
mad. Like you don't want to help and you want to give too much.
Yep.
Like that's all I'm really seeing. None of the
That's
like
like throwing a
arguments
snake
about
into a
what are we
pit full of
doing.
monkeys,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah, like
or shaking up the ant jar.
yeah.
Have
Guys,
you heard
stop
that?
fighting about which side is winning and think about what's best for society.
Yeah.
What's best for society? Who cares what side is saying it? What's best for society right now? Like use your brains just like
Yeah.
this much.
And
Just kidding. That's
if we
really rude.
focus
I'm
on things
sorry.
that no, if we focus on things that like bring us together instead of things that divide us, we get so much further.
Yeah. And
Like,
hopefully as you're coming together with people, you realize the things that divide you they've all been fed to you because they're all like preconceived notions you have about people and situations. And like you just
mhm,
need to open your mind.
yeah. So the
Anyways.
the big part of these are for I'm looking for my numbers. So for people who make under 100 and I think it's 125, I can't find it. But anyway,
That sounds
125,000 a
right.
year.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That is.
You get 10,000 knocked off your bill.
Okay.
And then for people who got Pell Grants, they get 20,000 knocked off their bill,
And that
which
they got
is
a Pell Grant because they were lower income, correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
they qualified for the lower income ones.
Yeah.
And they also they're going after some of the like online colleges that aren't really accredited but who prey on people.
Yeah, people end up a
They're
lot of money in debt with nothing marketable because they
nothing,
were
yeah,
lied to.
nothing to
Yeah,
show for
so
it. Yeah.
yeah, and
So that's good. And I think that's all I have there.
yeah,
But anyway, the cost of college has gone up
yeah,
3 times in the last 40 years. Everybody who goes to college knows it's going to be this astronomical,
yeah. A lot of
huge
people are just
financial
talking
burden.
about how it's not like not the best decision for a lot of people anymore just because of that. Like so many of us are sitting here like kind of saddled with debt like that always
Mhm.
is kind of just like a stress and a burden and one more thing. You
Always
know what
there.
I mean? And it's always there. And I commend them for doing something. I don't know or care if their motive was just to um win some votes at this point because it's something that I
Mhm.
care to be done. Um I do um I think obviously that it's a great thing because I do struggle with having student loans. And at this point in my life, I'm finally to a point where maybe I could have a little more. And now
Yeah.
when those start again, my payment will be so high that like,
Yeah.
yeah, like because and what's crazy is how little my loan has gone down. Because there have been so many times that
Mhm.
like your repayment is dependent on like your income, but a lot of times that payment can be so low that it doesn't actually cover much more than the interest. So your loan never goes
Mhm.
anywhere. And sometimes it's under. So
Yeah.
people's loans literally grow. And that's why they say it's predatory because we're still putting money in, but it's just like, nope, you haven't got me my interest yet. And it's like, you're like, that's so ridiculous. So not only
Yeah.
has the cost of school gone up to a ridiculous amount that it's hard to imagine anybody's going to have the money to pay for that. Like I know it can be
Right.
done and I know that people have done it and made
Well,
huge sacrifices and I have like paid my student loan. There have been times where it was hard to pay it and there have been times when I've got behind, honestly, but I've always tried to pay and it has been such a huge help to us. And I
yeah.
feel like I'm in such a position because we actually both ended up in better jobs but now we're finally like catching up on things, but like we have debts on top of that debt. So like
Mhm.
having that relief has been really nice and we have been able to pay down some things, but it's like the cost of things has gotten to a point where it doesn't really make sense. Like
Mhm.
people shouldn't have to go into debt over things like this. And there are other
Yeah.
countries that they like to them they value education for their people and so
Mhm.
education is free. And I feel like we should value education for our people, but we just, for some reason, they're like anybody who was not well enough to be able to pay for a private school is just living off the system.
You're out.
And
Yeah.
like, we have to do everything for you. And it's like, no, because education shouldn't be just for those who can afford it. And right now, nobody can afford it. Even if you have a good job, the amount of like cost of living of things and the amount of things, like I know you could say, maybe don't have a cell phone. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that anymore. Like everybody
Doesn't
kind
work.
like depends on that. Society expects you to be kind like
Reachable.
yeah, like people who don't have certain things and aren't accessible, like it's harder for them to have and keep a job. And like I have a friend right now who she doesn't have a vehicle. So like I'm gonna hang out with her today. I'm gonna go pick her up. You know what I mean? Like I'm like
Yeah.
and she's one of the hardest workers ever. She just has fallen on some really rough times and it's like she's I'm like losing my train of thought here. Were you following me?
Yeah. No, I got you. She doesn't have the. She doesn't have a vehicle, so she can't. I mean, her choices and resources are limited. She can't get
Yeah,
a job that's an hour away. She can't.
exactly.
You
So
know.
it's like you could say you don't need certain things, but it's like our society kind of requires you to have a certain amount of things. And there's also nothing wrong with people wanting
Mhm.
to have a little joy in their life too. Like asking everybody to cut out any bit of joy so they can pay off these things when it's like, wait a minute, as a society, isn't this what we should care about? Isn't that what are our taxes freaking paying for? Like
A lot
what?
of bailouts. A lot of
I
like
know.
when you see the things that big amounts of money are going for, you're like, shouldn't our education be a little higher on that totem pole?
Yeah.
Like it definitely should. One of the things that I did like about this was that it said um, there's a cap on how much of your income can go towards paying student loans every month. And then after dang it, I can't find it. Anyway,
Is it a certain
after
amount of
10,
years? Okay.
yeah, 10, 20 years, I
Okay.
think, it just disappears.
Yeah, because
So
really, if you
that's a
look at
lot
how
of
much you've
time,
been
but
paying, you know what I mean? Over that amount
mhm,
of time. Like, because
yeah,
if you looked at the loans right now, a lot of those loans, if it were income driven like that, would still be sitting at the full balance of the loan being due. And people were like,
mhm,
you're living off the system. It's like, no, the fucking system's living off of people.
yeah. Well, and as I was going through this, I was reading stories of people who, there was one guy who'd been paying every single month for 10 years, and his balance was $8.24 more than it had been in the beginning. So to pay for that long and see
Yeah.
zero progress, I
And I
mean,
wonder
I
if they're
understand there's
gonna
different types of
say,
loans, but
yeah, but I wonder if they're gonna say you should have paid more on it and not done the interest only. And it's like, but do you realize how much that is of people's income per month on top of other things? And ask like,
yeah,
I don't know, it just feels so like
yeah.
I don't know,
So,
like the government does not
uh-huh.
understand what the people want and need. They just try to kind of like, "Ugh, here, let's give them a little bit of this for education," and we're supposed to
Yeah,
fawn
and
over it where it's like, "No, like, you're doing a bunch of shit we don't want you doing with our money. Like, let's just take care of what's going on right here. Learn to take care of your
yeah,
people." I don't know. I sorry.
yep.
I'm, I feel like I keep cutting you off because you have, like,
No, not at all.
facts
You're
and
good.
figures and stuff, but
Well, I have facts and figures that I can't put together. I'm looking at my thing and I'm like, huh, maybe I should have said this out a little better.
That's
Um,
alright.
no, but there's the things that I like about the bill are that they're doing something. Like
Yeah.
that feels good. They're doing something because people have been drowning for a long time. There
Mhm.
have been a good chunk of people that are trying to keep their heads above water that just can't. And it's not due to laziness and it's not due to, you know, avocado toast and coffee.
Yeah.
It's it's a real issue, real thing. So it's nice that they're doing something.
Yeah.
Um, the thing that I don't like about it
Okay.
is I feel like they're focusing on the wrong spot.
Okay.
Like I think there needs to be some kind of cap on how much people can take out student loan wise, and it needs to be much lower than it is because
Yes.
if people can't take out that much money, universities and colleges will adjust. I
I
mean, if
agree.
people can't afford to go there, they will adjust and they can adjust. And I don't own a college, but I don't think the cost of everything has gone up
Well,
that much.
the value of what we do is what actually has value, but we
Hmm.
tie everything to, like, money. We need to stop dealing with, like, money because that's what the government has for power and start dealing with our actual like, the product, which is the educators being
Yeah.
like educators should be very well taken care of. Like that should be one of the highest paying positions. Like people who take the time to educate and help us be better as a society, that
Hmm.
should be a highest paid position. The
Yeah.
position of a person who trades stocks, so basically looks at businesses and like plays with fake money to make money, like just has
Blue
money
sky.
and yeah, what does that add to society? Like that's a meaningless job. Like if somehow the money could just freaking be something different that had to, like if your role in society could be what like gave you the means to live, then we wouldn't have to charge people an
Yeah.
arm and a leg for things. Like I'd be happy for my taxes to pay for teachers and doctors and things to live a very good life. I'm not crazy about our government living a really fucking awesome life and being rich and making
Yeah.
money off of
And
corporations.
bailing out banks and
Yeah,
insider
yeah, yeah,
trading
and
and all of those things.
like, are we living in a freaking like kind of a monarchy where now you can look at it and it's like we have like the kingdom and then we're kind of the serfs and the out like we don't really matter. They're just trying to keep
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
happy. I don't know.
Yeah. Just happy enough to not start war. And I don't know. I don't know. I've never thought about it like that, but that makes sense.
Well,
But yeah, it feels like student loan banks that give out student loans and things like
Mhm.
that are like the payday lenders of a little like one step up payday lenders because it's just offering money we can't pay back for things we think we have to
Yeah.
have and
Well, and for something that costs so much now versus what it used to cost, but
so
like
much.
the amount that things cost doesn't make sense with the amount that like most people make. So it's like
Hmm.
it's just that whole wealth gap that we're talking about, that's like where the problem is, that like the cost of things has gone up as the wealth has got so high that like there's people that are just getting left behind, which
Yeah.
is just making a bigger problem, and we're all trying to help in our like individual like societies, but like why are we paying into
That,
taxes if it's not taking care of these things? Like we
yeah. It's like we need to start at the beginning and just, okay, what do we want our taxes to go for and what do we not?
Yeah,
What
that's
do
what I
we?
was saying the other day. Like I want to do one where we like write down like what exactly like taxes should cover, and then what they, I mean, not that we have any power or
Absolutely
authority,
should
but
not.
just to think about it and just be like, no, what is everything being used for outside of this, and why is so much being used in certain areas, and who does it really benefit?
Well, maybe what we do is we plan out our own like new nation. You know what I mean? Just hypothetical.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay, if we found an island and we started our own nation,
Okay.
what would be important? What would not? What would how would it be set up? Because
Oh, this
that
is
would
gonna be
be cool.
so fun. You want, can that be next
Yeah,
week's?
sure.
Okay, that's next week's now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then hopefully people will comment and tell us how we're totally wrong. Because like, uh, you can't do that.
No, I'm
Like,
sure. Yeah. Or if anybody has an idea, like bring it to the table.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
You
cool.
know,
You know,
you know.
I know, and I know, No, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. So you go.
I was gonna say, I was thinking it'd be really fun if we started picking up a few viewers, and if anybody wanted to like have a conversation with us,
Yeah,
because other perspectives are always good, and a lot of things I think we see pretty similar. So some outside perspectives could be interesting. So I was like,
they always are.
that would be
They
really
always
fun.
have
So
been.
if anybody ever wants to join Lisa, if you want to join again.
Yeah, Mom. Um, I was gonna say, what's not gonna be part of my new island nation is
What?
massive student loans that people can't pay off. So
Yeah.
there we go.
One of us
There we
didn't
go.
smoke weed before this, and it's obvious. Thanks for bringing us back.
No problem. Oh man, dude, I could have though. My daughter yesterday,
Yeah.
I was taking apart a bunk bed
Okay.
and we flipped it over so it was like a cage. The bed frame was kind of a cage, and my kids were kind of playing on it while I was taking the rest apart.
Yeah.
And one of them tripped and scraped her foot
Oh no.
and ended up in the Instacare with 7 stitches, and it was so
Oh
gross. It was
no.
so bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but that just popped into
Hey,
my head like,
well, that's what's going on with you, and we hyper
mhm.
focused on me, so that's good.
um,
Sorry.
stitches. No, stitches slash losing someone is like not a competition.
I
It's
know, but still, I didn't even ask. What else happened this week? Or
right.
was that the only eventful thing?
We dropped my daughter off at college.
Oh my God.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Was it
sad, but
sad, or yeah, I was gonna say, but
it was
also,
more teary than I thought it would be.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was. She has such a nicer apartment than we had. It's like, oh, you have no
Does
idea.
it get nicer than Miller Apartments?
uh, I would have
I,
suggested that
I
it did
hope so.
not, but it's super nice.
Man, that was so fun though. Like, and what a fun setup too. Like I
Yeah.
know it was super like just so innocent, but it made for so much fun because we weren't hyper focused on like only trying to sleep with each other, because we lived in such
Hmm.
like a Molly Mormon type environment.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, one of the things that I like love and miss about Utah is how the Mormon culture, I feel like, kind of lends to a more active lifestyle, because you're not only chasing because you value things outside of that, which I do. appreciate.
Yeah. You take sex and
There's
alcohol out of the college
Yeah.
experience,
Oh
and what
my
are you left
God.
with?
It was so fun. Like the stupid shit we did. Like we were just playing like big kids and in a way that I still
Yeah.
honestly want to. Like we did
Yeah.
so much longboarding and so much
Mhm.
playing
Like
catch and
hiking
swinging and
and
hiking,
yeah.
snowshoeing and
Yep.
snowboarding. And I'm sure everybody was doing all those things, but it was just, I don't know. It was just,
It was fun. It was so
yeah, yeah.
innocent.
It was so innocent.
Even like flirtation and really dating was just like super innocent,
Oh
super innocent.
yeah, and it was probably so much more frustrating for the guys now that I like think of it because I definitely was not thinking the way that I've like I don't know that like
Your
men
thinking
think
has
and have
changed.
that
Yeah.
like,
Oh
yeah I
yeah.
don't know I was so just la 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 that if I'm just glad nobody ever tried to take advantage of me because in like that situation it was a bunch of good dudes. I was
Yeah.
so trusting and
Naive.
yeah yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. We
God.
had good times though. We had good
I feel like we could do a whole Miller Apartments episode. Nobody would want to watch it, but I feel like we should do it anyways because I just like reminiscing about Miller.
Yeah. My in-laws a few years back were watching this like Christmas special thing. One of those
Uh-huh.
things where they like try to find Santa Claus or something for kids.
Okay.
And Miller Apartments was in it. And I'm like,
Like our Miller Apartments?
yeah,
Oh my God.
yes.
Oh my God.
hmm I'll have to find it and send it to you because I'm like,
Oh.
that's our home. And I'm like
Oh.
pointing out to our kids, I'm like, that apartment is where we met, me and your dad.
Have you told them about when we made the double decker couches?
I don't know if I did. I think I
Oh.
tried to sell that to my daughter when we were setting up her apartment, and she's like, nah.
We put one of our couches up on cinder blocks behind.
Uh-huh.
Like a
The other
super
couch.
super solid, super smart idea. Nobody died.
hmm
I'm
Yes,
pretty
did they
sure I
die?
made out on the top couch.
That would be legit. I mean,
I
that
mean, it was still super Molly and super like clean
mhm.
PG, but still. I
PG
think it
making
was
out,
called a Nickmo.
non-committal makeout.
Don't you remember? Oh God.
I remember that. There were news stories done. This is
Yeah,
Utah.
yeah,
Uh, no, I remembered I was trying to tell her about how our beds were set up in our little room. How we had like one that was high and the other one was
yeah.
lower,
Uh-huh.
so that it saved space. And she was like, "I'm not doing
Didn't we
that."
put didn't we put one this direction once? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
kind of like an L, but
Yeah.
like overlap in the corner.
Yeah. I think most people try to like have their separate sides in a thing like that. But me and Emily were like, this is our castle.
It was our turn to make the fort, so we
Yeah.
did.
Oh, Miller.
May we never grow old. Ever.
I'm not. I'm not. No,
I am
actually,
still as immature as I ever
yeah,
was.
I was gonna say I'm growing older, that's for sure, but I'm not getting older.
Yeah, mentally, still
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
there.
Everybody should be. We went to the park today.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so fun. Alina's such a little like
Daredevil.
yes. And she was like, she has all these scratches on her knees. She had dirt all over her. Her hair is down. Like, it was really great because Anthony met us there after. And so, like, if I had taken her, she probably would have had like pigtails and stuff. But she showed up
Yeah.
with the most disheveled, like, because she has curly hair, but it was just
Lion's
full.
mane
Yeah,
of
a
hair.
lion's mane and two different shoes because.
I
And
want
I
a
was
picture of
just
that.
I don't think we took a picture. That's okay. We can reenact. But
Okay.
yeah. And then she was just so hot and sweaty and covered in dirt and everybody she saw, she was like, "You're my new best friend." And I was like, "Oh my God, this poor kid needs to socialize. We need to get her in school."
Oh my gosh. My
Oh,
youngest started kindergarten this week.
aw, I think
Yeah,
I
and
saw.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, day 3, I show up to go pick him up, and he comes out. He always struts out of the little classroom or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
he struts out and I go hold his hand and this girl comes up to me and she's like, he made a new friend today. And it's me. My name's Ava. I'm like,
Aw.
sweet. I like you.
Hmm, good to know.
Yeah.
That's
He
adorable.
made a new friend today and it's me. I'm like,
Just so you know.
oh, I love that age. I
Yes,
love that age
right?
a lot. Yeah.
I wish we could all be more that way, you know?
Hmm.
Just more.
Yeah. I
Mm.
still feel like I could walk up to somebody at the park and be like, "You're 40? I'm 40. Let's be friends." Like,
I kind of do. Like
do you want
I'll
to push me on the swing?
no, I always feel like I like force myself on people. Like we had
Yeah.
this lady who lived in the neighborhood who apparently she's just not the type like to have people over or like just doesn't like to hang out much. She keeps to herself a lot. But it was funny
Yeah.
because like I found out they lived there and I just went and knocked on the door and was like, "Hey, like you have kids in the neighborhood? We have
How's it
kids." And
going?
we started hanging out, but then like later on after we were hanging out, she's like, "Oh my God, the first time you came over, I was like, who is this weirdo? Like you just I'm like, yeah, that's me."
You will love me. You will love me. You just
You
don't know
be
it yet.
you have kids? I have kids. Did we just become best friends?
Right? I think we did. Like, I am
Uh,
so glad you're like that though, because I think that was how we became friends. Because I was like
uh,
probably a little more on the quiet side, just kind of doing my deal. And
yeah, and I was
I'm
looking
like,
for
oh,
my
you're fun.
I was looking for my person too because I had moved around a lot and I've had like
Yeah.
a lot of like best friends, like people I could still
Uh-huh.
kind of probably be like, "Hey, remember when we were best friends in this grade?" Or remember, because I had a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
so I didn't have anybody yet there until I found you. So I was very happy to have found you. So we could
Well,
play.
we clicked.
Yeah, we did. And we had adventures and it was awesome.
Indeed. Indeed we did.
Oh,
And we should continue to have adventures because there's a lot of adventures to be had.
I mean, this
So,
is kind of an adventure, right?
yes, I think so. And also, I'm kind of losing my voice, so I feel like I keep squeaking. So,
I haven't heard a squeak.
if I
However,
sound creaky,
we should probably, did you say everything you wanted to say about student loans?
I don't know.
Like,
Let's,
so we said it was good because they're
well, I
doing
think
something,
it's,
but also there's some
yeah.
predatory lending going on and that
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot of things that still need to be
setting
fixed
people
because
up for failure. Yeah.
what happens 5 years down the road when nothing has changed and people are still getting these loans? And do we do another bailout? I mean,
Exactly. We
what's
need to
the, we're not
stop
fixing anything.
where you need to start like fixing the system that's there and
Uh,
making education accessible and putting
yeah,
like putting our literal money into the things that we see value in as a people. What do we actually want as a society? What do we want our society to look like? Not,
yeah,
hey, because like what everything was as far as like constitution and all those things is great and it gets you a place, but you have to be able to just like stop looking
Ha-
at the papers that somebody wrote about and figure out what things look like right now, today.
yeah.
Take that and
How do we want things to look and how do we?
exactly.
Mhm. Yeah, and with, let's see, the average student loan right now is between 33 and $51,000, like for a 4-year degree, but that doesn't factor in like the cost of food and the cost of transportation and the cost of
Mhm.
housing, and you get people with like hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt.
Yeah,
I know
mine's
somebody who will graduate with $500,000 in student loan debt,
yeah, if you're doing
and
like a big career too. And a lot of times like I feel like a doctor, that should be such a like esteemed and eventually it is, but it almost feels like they have to go like through a hazing to get there. Like you have to go through
yeah,
all this schooling, which I understand the schooling, but then the like the student doctors and the like you hear about just the long hours and stuff like that, or even just like nurses, because I have friends who are nurses and it's like shouldn't like I don't know, like that's something to uphold and like want to value. Like there shouldn't be a
mhm,
hazing. Like we should want, I don't know. And I'm not a
yeah,
doctor, so it's not like anybody's coming complaining. It's just I hear about it and it's
mhm,
like almost like revered, like, oh yeah, you had to go through that. And it's like, why should they have to go through that to,
yeah.
like there's learning and then there's I don't know. I
I have
watched this
family
guy.
members.
Yeah,
Oh,
say what
keep
you're
going.
gonna say. I was gonna say I watched this guy called Dr. Mike, and when he's talked about some of the things like med school and stuff like that, like my thinking is just like, why do they have to go through that? Like, 'cause, like, I don't know, like you're doing something pretty amazing that like actually gives back to society. Like, what is that for? Is that to toughen you up or Like
I don't know.
that you need to use some doctors in that way because that's just what medicine requires. Is that what it is? You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
like
I think there's a lot of
shifts and
broken
stuff.
systems that like
Yeah.
could be better. Do we have to almost kill all of our doctors before we make them doctors? I mean, does that really enhance their
Did you said you have some
ability?
family that's doctors?
I know some people who
Hmm.
like they were doctors and
Hmm.
then their kids are becoming doctors. And I
Yeah.
was talking to them about the whole residency experience and they're like, you if you're married at that time, you just have to know that you're living separate lives. And hopefully after it's done, you can come back together and be a family again because it's absolute hell and you
Yeah.
don't have time for each other and you have to be hyper focused and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I wish we didn't have to
Yeah.
destroy people to
Yeah, and then they take on a bunch of debt, and then it's like, yeah, you can get a decent career, but you're so buried in debt that like to start out, like
Mhm.
that's just like
It's too
we
much.
should value them more. We should educate our people without it putting them in debt in this way.
Yeah, without
And other
I don't know.
countries are doing it. Many other countries do it. They do have things like universal
And
health care and universal education. And yes, they pay taxes, but they get to see what their taxes are paying for, and they get to literally
Mhm.
like
Decide what their
reap,
taxes should pay
yeah,
for.
and reap the rewards of maybe you want private health care because you can afford it. Great for you, but at least if there's something accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And if we're spending
anyways.
all of this money anyway, which we are,
Mm-hmm.
if we not that we should just pile debt upon debt upon debt, because I don't like that either. I think we should have a balanced budget. That's a whole nother story. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if we're picking and choosing our
Yeah.
priorities, I would say healthcare and education are right up there at the top.
Yeah. And the
So
people doing the work are the ones with value. So if we could find a way to value them without money being the deciding factor, then we could take out all the bad because
yeah.
if money didn't buy everything and you had to actually like contribute to society, a lot of things would change.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that.
Oh, I
Like
don't know either.
money is the thing that's
It, it has to be
like
there. I get it.
yeah, for all of us, like
Or
all of us need money. Like
some form of currency. But
mhm.
um yeah, like just like everything else, like it needs overhaul or something, like the whole system.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Yep.
seen the Orville?
The Orville?
Yeah, it's like
No.
Seth MacFarlane makes it. He's the guy who does Family Guy. It's really funny, but it's like a kind of funny like space show or whatever, but they are a moneyless society because they have a matter synthesizer so they can make food or make so you don't have that, so then everybody is like basically by what you do, what you contribute to society. That's a
Yeah.
huge like that honestly, that's what watching that is what made me start thinking that way. Like, wow, yeah, like what actually is contributing to society and what is just
That's cool. I'm gonna have to go
there.
watch
Yeah,
that.
you should. It's that's not what
Okay.
it's about. It's pretty funny. It's just but it's just a part of it that it makes me think.
But
Anyways.
I love humorous stuff that actually teaches a lesson. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna love it then. You're gonna love it. Just pay, yeah, like you might not see it right off the bat, but it's in there a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I would take it.
Anyways.
I would take it. But yeah. This is a really stupid analogy, but we're shifting rooms in our house
Mm-hmm.
since my daughter left. Everybody wants their room different.
Mm-hmm.
And just to get in to the different rooms and rearrange them and organize things, it gives the whole house a total different feel. We didn't buy anything. We didn't, you know, I don't know, make any
Yeah.
huge changes,
You just
but
reorganize.
just to reorganize,
Yeah.
give it a fresh feel, be like, okay, what is useful to us at this time in our lives? How do we want things to look?
I'm gonna be
And
doing that
I
today,
think
actually. I'm doing some
I
of that.
think we need to do that.
Well, I'm gonna go clean my own house now so that I can, have that
Yep,
fresh filling and get things actually functioning here.
me too. I
Yeah.
gotta finish putting stuff away. We got all the beds and now I gotta throw stuff
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
it goes.
I
There
I
is
keep saying I'm gonna do that and oh hey, who is it?
He's been yelling about
Is that Cheo?
I really want some donuts.
He really wants a donut. Look, this is
Haven't seen you in a minute. Are you a ninja? He can't hear me.
Are you a ninja? He says yes.
I
yes.
thought so. I thought so.
Yeah,
I know a ninja
he's
when I
pretty
see
cool.
a ninja.
She knows a ninja when she sees one. Okay, maybe we'll get donuts later. Can you be good? Not right now, but maybe later.
No, I'll let you go. Although I did want to say, who did your
Uh-huh.
eyeliner today? I love your wing. It's like
My eyeliner?
Did you do it?
I did it. Yes.
I'm like, I mean, I don't really have mine right now. Is from yesterday, honestly.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, but I've been working on a wing, but I got to figure out my hoods. You know what I mean? You know
Yeah.
how like where it goes into that crease. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I gotta watch
Yeah.
some YouTube videos, but I like yours. It looks really good.
Well, thank you. Don't look too closely because I naturally have like shaky hands. So it's probably like like I could not be a surgeon for that reason. Anyway,
Oh God. All
today
right.
we're gonna take out your appendix and your spleen.
You never know. It's like the lottery surgery. But you can play piano with your shaky hands. So there. Do you actually have
I can.
shaky hands?
Yes.
Have you seen the doctor about it?
No. It's an inherited trait, and I know there's something you can do about it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I just need to look into it more.
Yeah, do. My mom does you know, she has Parkinson's disease, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I
She
think I
does a
do remember.
blog. She's constantly learning about like how to like live better with it and stuff like that. And she
Really?
does like, oh yeah, she does like a blog and writes about it. It's really interesting, actually. I'll send it to you.
That's sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
do.
All right.
Because
Anyways,
mucho helpful.
yes. Well, I mean, not that you have Parkinson's disease, but the shaky hand
No,
just
but
kind of made me think of
it made it so I can't
Just
play the
makes you-
violin very much.
really.
Mhm.
Huh.
And,
Well.
and anyway,
We'll have to talk
It's all
about that
good.
later. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I love you. I Lilas.
love you too,
And,
Lilas, and good luck with this week. I know it's a hard one.
Yeah,
So-
thank you. All right. Good luck with the stitches and the
Thank you.
cleaning. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's ongoing.
Yeah.
Bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.